Hi everyone, Break the Knee Sweat Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. And it's time for a review of the new YBN Cordae record, The Lost Boy. This is the full-length debut album of rapper and songwriter YBN Cordae. He is a Maryland native and an artist who originally made waves as a member of the YBN Collective. Early on, he stood out to me and many others as a lyrical whiz kid against YBN Nahmir and Almighty Jay. He continued to define himself further with standout singles like Kung Fu and Locationships. Also, his stellar response to J. Cole's 1985. But going into his debut album over here, I honestly didn't know what to expect. For one, the YBN mixtape that dropped a little while ago was a total mess and stylistically all over the place. Plus, the jazz rap and conscious hip-hop of Cordae's early mixtapes seem like such a distant memory at this point. Will he continue down that road? I don't know. The feature list on this thing is also pretty impressive too. Pusha T, Anderson .Paak, Meek Mill, Chance the Rapper, and even J. Cole provides an instrumental on this thing too. The album also runs at a pretty tight 15 songs in 45 minutes, and the way it turned out, it is a pretty good album. Definitely Cordae putting his best foot forward, essentially proving he's going to be an artist to watch over the next few years. But he's going to need to do something to come into his own a little bit more going forward, because there are multiple points on this album where he is really wearing his influences on his sleeve, many of which sound to be very contemporary. There are moments on this project where Cordae doesn't sound too far off stylistically from some very early Kendrick. The track Bad Idea featuring Chance the Rapper sounds pretty much just like a Chance the Rapper song featuring YBN Cordae. And on the track Way Back Home, it is eerie how close this song sounds to just a J. Cole song, right down to Cordae's vocal melody and even his cadences. And in a weird twist of events, the flows, the somewhat chilling beat, and the overdubbed sung vocals on the chorus of Nightmares Are Real sound kind of like an old Eminem song, and that is not a diss because Cordae is pulling from an era where Eminem was still making some sick music. The Pusha T feature on this track is also fire. So truth be told, Cordae is not coming into this record with the freshest or most original sound. Stylistically, this album is an amalgamation of a lot of different things that you will hear in the current rap field. But I do think Cordae makes up for a lot of those gaps by just being a solid rapper, a good lyricist, a good songwriter, coming through with some smart, personal, or focused song topics as well. As long as Cordae is showcasing talent on these fronts, I think he's going to have growth potential. I should also mention he's not a bad singer either and writes some pretty quality hooks on this record too. Whether he's injecting some soul and some gospel into the chorus of Bad Idea, or when he brings these hooky little rap refrains on the track Have Mercy. Sweet Lord, please have mercy. Baby Jesus, please save us. I know I used up my 3 favors. Okay, I will stop. Now I will stop. So the dude knows his way around a song structure, which is a good thing, And of course, this generates a lot of highlights across the track list. You have Thanksgiving, a track all about bringing his girlfriend around the family during a holiday, and he juxtaposes these images of family and home cooking and just love and togetherness with these fears of his relationship either falling apart or just not going too well. There seems to be this hope that having this event and bringing her there will create a good day, but there's still this looming sense of dread about what the future may hold. The themes of family in Cordae's personal life also continue onto the song Family Matters, where he essentially goes over all of these positive and negative experiences and lessons that he's learned from people connected to him and his family over the years and how it's essentially informed his worldview. RNP featuring Anderson .Paak does sound a lot like a track that could have been off of Anderson's Oxnard, yes, but it's still great. Anderson kills the hook, and the chemistry, the lyrical chemistry between Anderson and Cordae in the back end of the song, trading line for line, is really impressive. Definitely one of the best moments on the record. Broke as Fuck is a basic trap banger in some respects, but it is elevated with a few lyrical elements, a few instrumental elements. It sounds a bit SoundCloud, it sounds a bit Kenny Beats, but Cordae's hype delivery over the verses and choruses is great. Plus, there are some points when he really stuns lyrically where the beat smooths out into this soul trap fusion where he drops some lines like, Lost Boy, no coordinates. Remember Christmas, we was giftless, 3-foot tree, no ornaments. We get a bit of a surprise on the track We Gon' Make It with Meek Mill, where Meek just literally sings his ass off on the hook. I don't think I've heard him sing to this degree on a song before, or at least when or if I did, I didn't like it this much. In a weird way, he sounds like a cross between Young Thug and maybe an old soul singer with a really funny delivery. His verse is good. Cordae's opening verse is pretty good and tasteful as well, though in the back end of the track, Cordae switches up his delivery and his flow into this more, I don't know, husky, authoritative demeanor. He is really laying on the vowels at the end of his words, toward the ends of his bars, and it sounds pretty common influenced. It sounds very common. There's an okay closer on this thing. It's a dope verse, but not much of a song, I guess. It's sort of like a lyrical afterthought to end the record and tie up some of its themes. The only other major complaint I have about the album is that there is kind of a big lull in the track list from song 8 to about song 11. Still though, I think this thing is a pretty solid debut from Cordae. I liked it quite a bit. It has a lot of very good things going for it, and in a way at this point in his career, Cordae does remind me of the promise and the talent that Logic was showing this early on, in his versatility, in his lyrical ability as well. However, I would put money on Cordae going down not nearly as corny or as disappointing a path as Logic has over the course of his career. In fact, I would hope and I think Cordae is only going to get better from here. I'm feeling a light 7 on this thing. Transition, have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like, please subscribe, and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, YBN Cordae, The Lost Boy, forever.